Okay. Hi, everyone. So, see, this weekend I was up in Sacramento watching my 17-year-old son compete in the regional junior rowing championships. And it's a really cool event. It's kind of a big deal. You know, there's a lot of super healthy, buff, young humans doing their thing. And the thing that's interesting about it for me is it makes me feel very old in kind of a good way. So I'm appreciating how I think Mark Twain said, you know, youth is wasted on the young. And I think what he was humorously getting at there is like when you're that age, you just don't you obviously don't know what you don't know, right? These kids are in the prime of their lives and they're just healthy and they're just doing this thing and there's this competitive aspect to it, which is kind of challenging. You know, they're yeah, they all want to win and anything but winning for most of them is considered kind of losing, you know. So second place, third place, these kids they don't really get it. And so here I am as this, you know, sort of the old guy sitting there, you know, thinking all this stuff that I just shared with you guys. I don't say it out loud because I know it just doesn't land. You know, he's not ready to hear this stuff. But his team did qualify for nationals, so that's super exciting. And but they came in third in their final, and there's all kinds of reasons for it. Like some people were sick, and they you know so they were subbing people in the boat, and it wasn't their ideal situation. But again, when you're 17 and you're just gunning for first place, none of that really counts. It just doesn't really matter. So yeah, I refrain from being the old guy that's on the soapbox lecturing about life perspective and all that nonsense. But anyway, it was just an interesting thing to notice and observe. And so I thought, here's what came up for me: this idea that we don't see things the way they actually are. We see things the way we are in this moment. And what I mean with that is, if we're in this mindset that I got to win and I didn't, well, then that shapes everything in my experience, and I'm missing the fact that, wow, it's awesome. It's Sunday afternoon or Sunday morning, and I'm a healthy young 17-year-old. I'm at the regional Southwest regional rowing competition. I'm in the finals. I'm healthy. I get to do this, like all this old man stuff that, of course, when you're 17, you don't see it that way. But it's just, I think, a really poignant reminder of, his mindset when he's feeling bummed out about the results. It's not because he's actually in touch with what just went down or what's happening in the moment. It's because he's stuck in this comparative mindset of things didn't happen the way I wanted them to. And so, surprise, surprise, the antidote there is mindfulness. And I know in my life, I was just like him at his age. And it wasn't until later on in life where I started realizing, like, wait a second, you can actually shape your subjective experience by practicing mindfulness, right? So pay attention on purpose to whatever's happening in the present moment so you can actually be in the now. And if you can do that, then I'm imagining, if I were in his position, if I could bring my 55-year-old mind into his 17-year-old body in that moment, I'd be sitting there going like, wow, this is the coolest thing ever. Just look at all that. Like, there's ducks, there's my parents, they're yelling and screaming, and there's all these amazing things happening, but none of that's really in his space because, yeah, understandably, he's just in a different, he doesn't have this, right? He doesn't have this ability to do this yet. So anyway, so I thought it was a great reminder. This is why we do this. This is why it's important, because the same holds true for us. I'm imagining if my 92-year-old dad were sitting down with me, he'd be like, man, Ollie, you have no idea how good you've got it. Your body works. You can do this. You don't have tremors in your hand. You can still write with a pen, right? So the idea is like this just like carries forward no matter what stage in life we're at. And so that ability to just be here right now and appreciate what's actually happening and getting out of this mindset of here's what should be happening. That's the superpower to practice. So Let's do it. Let's practice it. So close your eyes. Wiggle your butt in the chair. Find a comfortable position. Put your feet on the ground. Wiggle your toes. Notice the ground beneath your feet. Feel it. If you've ever been seasick, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just appreciating the solidity of this ground's not moving right now. It's firm. I can feel it. It's supporting me. And noticing what it's like to be sitting. Maybe you're lying down or standing. Again, just appreciating your skeleton, your muscles holding you up to the best of their ability. Feeling your rib cage. Amazing stuff that's happening inside the rib cage right now. And then noticing the head sitting on top of the spine. See if you can rejigger your posture, stay upright and alert, not straining, but just upright. Appreciating all the stuff that happens inside the head. Not just the brain, but the eyes, the mouth, all of it. Yeah, it's not too shabby right now. Not saying we're all devoid of pain or aches or mental or emotional struggles, but just noticing right now, just sitting here, breathing on this call together. That's what's happening right now. So don't miss it. And just doing this thought experiment, dropping back into a memory, maybe in the last few days or the last week or so, where you felt somehow disappointed or negative about something. Something didn't work out the way that you thought it should. You were late. You burned your dinner, whatever it might be. And just feel into that moment and notice, like, where's your mind? Where's the body? And notice that the problem in that situation, in that memory, is all of the ideas and preconceived notions about what should be happening. But if you can step outside of that for a second and notice what's actually happening in that moment, you'll notice that you're probably in a room, you're safe, the house isn't burning down, no one's threatening you. It's just that things are different than you thought they would be. We don't see things the way they actually are. We see things the way we are. The way we are is usually infused with all kinds of judgments and ideas and expectations and I'm just suggesting for a moment right now that we step outside of all of that and just see what's actually happening. In the kitchen, smoke alarm is going off, the dog's barking. That's actually all okay. It's not the end of the world. The only problem there is me thinking that that should be different than it is. And once you see that, you can actually start laughing about it. Makes for a good story. And you can kind of get on with your day and start dinner over, order in. It's not a problem. See if you can find that in your own story, in your own memory. So one of my mentors, Byron Katie, taught me reality is always kinder than our thoughts about it. There's something really profound in becoming mindful of that. When we actually get in touch with what's actually happening, I've yet to come across a situation in which reality was less kind than my thoughts or my judgments or my expectations about it. Coming back to session, just noticing the breath, feet on the ground, hands on your lap, head on top of your spine. Take a deep breath in, long, slow out breath. Just breathing into the space around you in this moment. Just feel it and notice the space. Fill it up with your breath. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in and out. Relaxing the hands, the chest, the throat. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, come on back. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going on for everyone all day long. So if you find yourself in a position where you're bummed out or you're somehow at odds with things, see if you can drop back into this idea of like, you know, what is actually happening right now? And most of the time, it's pretty simple. Oh, I'm sitting here, I'm breathing, I'm eating, I'm standing, I'm walking, whatever. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's all the other things that get us into trouble. So anyway, hope that's helpful and hope to see you tomorrow.